I'm Amanda.
And I'm Doug.
And the reason we reserved Brian was because the key thing we wanted for our wedding was for everybody in the wedding to have fun. And we wanted everybody to leave there thinking, I had an amazing time, and just to be a very memorable experience.
Another reason why we reserved him was that we got an outstanding recommendation from another small business owner. That goes a longer way to me when choosing, because then they're more tight in the community. And then also it was that he was reliable, and we had, when our first meeting, he had a lot of creative ideas, and that's what we wanted from our wedding.
We felt very comfortable in trusting him with the fun of the whole day. So. We would reserve Brian again because it was a huge success. The whole end product was amazing. We still have people coming up to us to this day saying how great of a time they had at our wedding, and how that no other wedding that they've gone to has even compared, because they're on the dance floor all night. It was just amazing to see everybody out there and having that much fun.
And just to kind of go off on that again, we just had one of our buddies say that he wanted to take a break, and he says he'll just do the next bad song. Yeah. And that bad song never came, so he was out there the whole time.
The whole time. He was tired.
Just having that feedback and that commentary from our friends and family. If we had to book another family gathering or whatnot, we'd definitely take a look at Brian Kelm to book him again. What I remember most from our wedding and working with Brian was that he was proactive in getting out there and working with the crowd, getting to know them, and evaluating how they want to act and what kind of crowd he's dealing with. And then also during the night, you could just see him always keep an eye on the crowd and judging from how they are, whether or not he needs to slow it down or to keep a fast pace and keep the fun going. He just helped things run very smoothly, and that's what I most remember.
Everything, the transition of songs was very smooth. You never knew that the song was actually, I don't even know how he did it, because I can't even remember. It was just so smooth that all of a sudden, another great song, and it was just, like you said, he kept everything just pumped up the way we wanted it, slowed it down a couple of times, but everybody stayed on the dance floor for those slow songs. It wasn't like everybody just took off and went and sat down. So.
Well, given that our main priority was entertainment, if that's the same for you, then I would definitely recommend taking a look at what you want in your entertainment value. If you know your crowd very well, which you should, you want to take a look at how they are. Like in our case, our friends are all from college. They're all very wild. They all like to have a good time, drink, and everything. We knew that we wanted to have a DJ that would be able to feed off of that crowd and be able to not read their minds, but just make it a fun atmosphere, almost like we're back in college or anything like that.
And I think the key thing about the entertainment was we have those college friends, but we also have grandmas, grandpas, moms, and dads. So finding someone who can mix those things and mix them well and still have everybody out on the dance floor the whole entire night, that was what I think our biggest worry was, our biggest concern. And going with Brian proved to be an absolute positive, best thing we could have done, because at the end, entertainment is the key to the wedding. It's people eat all the time, but when you go to a wedding, you're looking forward to dancing, you're looking forward to having fun with family, friends, and that, like we had said, was the key for us. And he just mixed those things both so well that we had grandmas out on the dance floor all night, as well as those college friends dancing to the same songs, but I mean both just having a blast. So I think that was huge about the entertainment for us.
Definitely.
I would highly recommend Brian as your entertainment for the evening, because not only did he do the music, he made sure time-wise when things were going to happen, who was going to give the first speech, second speech, what time was that going to happen, because that was not going to be him or I. We were definitely, that day, you're so focused on each other and the people at your wedding that to even think that you're going to be the one to know when to do what is just, it's overwhelming. And he was definitely a big part in the organization of everything. He talked to the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, our parents, to help them feel comfortable about when they're giving the speech, so they didn't have to worry about that. Helped them actually construct their speech, not on what to say or what stories, but if you're worried about anybody saying a wrong story, Brian's there to say it instead of you, or you know what I mean? It's just a nice, something we didn't have to think about. We could totally entrust him with it, and we were completely comfortable with that, and the end product was amazing. Like we said before, we have people coming up to us, and his parents have cards because they have a lot of people who are engaged, and I mean, we're out of cards. we can't even recommend him enough. So
yeah, just to touch on what Amanda said, just not having to worry about what's going on at the night, not having to worry about whether or not something's going to get done. Also, during all the pre-planning sessions that we had, things that we might have forgotten, he was on top of it with his weekly emails, his just always keeping us up to date. Just the little things that you might look over, but they're a big thing. And just having that guy, someone who's seen all sorts of weddings and has been a part of them, being able to guide you through that's very helpful. You definitely get more bang for your buck when you hire him. And he's not just a DJ, he's more like a wedding coordinator, wedding planner that really helps you get your wedding organized.
Definitely, the money was kind of like, oh my goodness, because you see all these other DJs out there for $800, for $200, whatever, and the money was kind of like, huh. But I can tell you right now, the value of what that actually is it's completely out of our minds. It was so much, it was money well spent. I can't even say enough how glad we are we made that decision. Yeah. So, thank you, Brian.